All right, hey y'all, I'm Deja Parker, and we have Crvsh, and he just dropped Innovator Tape. So, let's just jump right in.
Okay.
When you released this, it's your first album, what were you thinking?
So, I feel like what I was thinking, honestly, one of the things that was going into it was me proving myself as an artist. Because, it's funny, I actually had a project before this that I was working on since I was about like 19, 20. And that was actually supposed to be my debut album, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say the name of that project, you know what I mean? Because it's actually still going to come out.
I was about to say, it might come out later date.
Yeah, it is going to come out. Like, I know it is. It's just that I felt like at that time I was so ahead and like on a different sound of music that I felt like it wasn't going to get consumed right. So I felt like people was going to like kind of overlook it. And I really put a lot into that project, you know what I mean? And I just it made me nervous. So I will say like I kind of had fear. And
nervous is a good thing though.
It can be, you know what I mean? But I do feel like it did stop me from putting that project out, you know, which I was kind of going through a lot as an artist, like trying to still figure out who I was and just like, once again, just me feeling like an outcast in the music scene because, you know, a lot of the music that people consume is like, in my opinion, microwavable. You know, it's like this microwave music. You know what I mean? It's not the greatest of music, and I feel like I was gonna be bringing something so new. I was like, you know, it's another thing. I was so scared of like an artist, like a bigger artist stealing my sound and running with my whole aesthetic and stuff.
With the bet on yourself.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I did kind of let those things stop me. But with Innovator Tape, it felt perfect because I almost felt like not that I dumbed down for them, but like I gave them something that was more easy for them to consume, to understand me, so then I can start to give them more of the type of stuff that I actually want to deliver to them, you know what I mean? So I got a lot of, like, that project specifically just was so out of this world to me. And Innovator Tape, I feel like it's easier for somebody, the average listener, to listen to, you know what I mean? So
expand your viewing.
Get
more people on board, get to know you, understand who you are as a person.
You know?
All right, well, you said you went back and you put it on hold for a while. How long exactly did it take you to produce and put out Innovator Tape? For
Innovator Tape specifically, I've been actually working. You know what's funny? I was working on Innovator Tape without me even knowing. So basically, it was like a concept that I already had, but like I already like knew. I was like, all right, I gotta put out a project eventually, you know? Like I've been making music for years.
Time is now.
Yeah. I gotta put out a project, and I was like, you know what? What's funny was I already had basically all those songs, but they was just scattered. You know what I mean? Like just on different hard drives, my laptop, just different files. And I was just listening to my music. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna put something together. Like, so I pulled off a couple different songs, and then I put them in sync. I'm like, all right, these some was finished, some wasn't. You know what I mean? Some still needed work. Some just had concepts. Like I laid down the freestyles, but I never finished them. So once I picked like those certain ones, I locked in. It's crazy because Innovator Tape actually only had 15 songs, like 15. Like, so I ended up cutting it down to 10, which is a crazy decision, but it actually made sense because I felt like it was just that perfect 10. Like those other songs, it was certain songs that I feel like I wasn't really finished yet, and I just wasn't feeling them anymore. And I'm like, it's kind of throwing off the track list.
You can always drop them later. So.
Always drop them later, and I actually have an idea for that, for like the throwaways of that project. You know what I mean? So just to still give a sense of like to the audience on what I was creating at that time. You know what I mean? So I was really excited for the Innovator Tape. I'm so glad I finally put it out there. It was a big like weight off my shoulders. You know what I mean?
October.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and now
October.
It's what? 3 months later.
Yep, yeah.
Tell me what was your inspiration when putting the pieces together, bringing it together? What was going through your head? What inspired you to do this?
So I feel like what inspired me really for the fact that I actually never put out a project. Like I feel like that was like, it wasn't like something else inspired me. It was really more so myself, just the fact that I had to really prove myself. I'm like, bro, this is going to establish you. Like a project, I feel like gives an artist an establishment, like of a look. Like it kind of gives you an established look. You know what I mean?
Who Crvsh is.
Yeah, it's basically exactly. So it's like, because I feel like I always had good music videos out and just like single songs, but they never had a compilation of music to listen to. So that was like my motivation for the tape. I'm like, yo, I have to deliver something for my audience. People been asking me since high school. Like, you see what I'm saying?
When are you gonna drop?
Like, exactly, man. I've been getting that since high school. Like, what's up with an album, a project, a tape? I'm like, all right, I'll start off with a project. You know what I mean? Give y'all something. And I really got a great response from it. You know what I mean? So once again, I'm just glad it's out. Like,
Time
I'm
is
super
now.
excited. Yeah, I'm just excited, you know?
You just said you had a good response. You put it out. And I know I looked at your Instagram and you said the first week you had 1,000 streams,
Yes.
and you said you barely did any promo.
Any promotion.
How does that feel? You know, the community coming back to you and saying, "Hey, I love this. This is a great project. Do more, do more."
It felt amazing. To be honest, it gave me motivation again. Like, it definitely made me realize, like, all right, this is not the end. You know what I mean? Like keep going. Like, this can go somewhere.
Support.
I check, like, yeah, like, cause I sent it around. And people gave me a great response. Like, damn, bro, like, it's good to see you. Like, people were sending me all types of responses. And then I looked at my downloads. I had like 10 plus downloads. Like, people actually downloaded and bought it. I'm like, wow, like, y'all actually bought this. Like, that's crazy to me, you know?
Especially
like,
at a time like now,
yes.
when support, especially, we just talked about this in Philly, is hard.
It's hard, yeah. Like, the city, yeah, it's hard to get support in the city, you know? Like, this city, it's definitely like probably one of the hardest cities to probably get support in. But if you get support here, I would definitely say take advantage of that support and try to run with it as long as you can, because you can slip. For one, you can slip any moment here and not really get that support back. I will say that. But two, if you learn how to get support here, I really honestly believe you can get support anywhere. Like, you can really learn how to get support anywhere else in the world, because this is a tough city to make music in and be an artist and musician, producer, whatever it is, whatever type of grind you are, any type of content creator, entrepreneur. It's hard here. You know what I mean?
You gotta try.
You got to. You gotta go. You can't quit. You know what I mean? I feel like don't let the city discourage you though. Like, figure out your lane. Figure out where you fit in. Get in where you fit in. You know what I mean? Sometimes Philly might not be for you, but I really do feel like Philly is a great starting ground to build you tough.
Build that character.
Yeah, build that character. Real rap. Like, it builds your character for sure.
And you're dropping these gems, so you are the innovator. What does it mean to be an innovator? Who is an innovator? What is that?
What is an innovator? So, an innovator, honestly, an innovator is a person who leads and doesn't follow. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
somebody,
you.
Exactly. Like, somebody who is not afraid to go against the norm. And I always felt like that was me. Funny story, what made me really call myself innovator was because, remember that question they always asked me when I was a young boy, like, name 3 things to describe yourself. Like, remember they used to ask you that, like take
what's
things
your
in school.
adjectives? Yeah.
So I was like, it was one day, like, I was actually having trouble thinking of it, because I was like, damn, like, what do I describe myself as? The first thing that came to my mind though was innovator, and I felt like that described my life, just from being who I was, the way I grew up and everything. Like, I felt like I was always an outcast, but I was a respected outcast. Like, I used to skateboard, dress different, and you know what I mean? But at the same time,
standing out was a good thing, though.
Even though I stood out and I was different, people actually still respected me for that, because I think that they understood that I was just my own person. You know what I mean?
That
like, I wasn't trying to be, and I wasn't trying to be like anybody else. And it's funny because I actually know other people who used to skateboard and they used to bid on them. Like, you see what I'm saying? And they used to feel like bullied, but me, it was never like that. It was like, I guess probably for the fact that, I was comfortable in my own skin, but also, like, I still did everything else like everybody else did. I still played basketball, football, everything, like all the other activities that we was all, you know what I mean, into. Skateboarding was just my lane though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like skateboarding really actually helped me practice like who I was as an individual. Because look, you got team sports, basketball, football, that's like all the team sport, right? But when you skateboard, it's all you. It's all you. Whatever tricks you do, there's no right or wrong. So it's like, it's like an art form. You get to create. And I feel like that actually helps a lot with your music. And one thing I learned from skateboarding a lot that I tell people, like, is commitment. It teach you how to commit. Think about it. You on a piece of plywood with wheels, going fast as hell.
Yeah,
if you don't commit to this trick,
before.
So if you don't commit to these tricks, you're gonna hurt yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, you really gonna hurt yourself. So you have to commit to get these tricks accomplished. You see what I'm saying? So skateboarding definitely really, I feel like for the most part, taught me commitment, and that applied to everything in life as far as just how you want to succeed, whatever you want to succeed in, teach you that. It make you just realize, go at everything with commitment, fully committed. Give it your all, you know what I mean? And you will succeed. You see what I'm saying?
It takes time, commitment, and consistency. You've got to have that consistency in today's world. And in the tape, right off the bat, you have your first track, and you're talking about, look at the way history wrote. And I think it's very important that you talk about this, and you mentioned police brutality. And then you said, I will make a difference. And I think right now, especially you as a black man, what does that mean? Like, what are you seeing that motivated you to put this on your track and talk about the issues that we're facing as a society?
That's a great question. To be honest with you, I felt like it was a song. Honestly, when I had that beat, I already knew the direction of the song that I had to go with. That's just what I heard. You know what I mean? And that song actually specifically was a song that was one of the last songs I finished, but actually one of the first songs I started. but it took me the longest to finish because of the message. You know what I mean?
It's powerful and needed right now.
Yeah, so it was like I feel like I had to really take my time on it. You know what I mean? It was the times I actually ignored the song for a minute because I'm just like, yo, I gotta really get this like a certain type of focus. You know what I mean? But I feel like that message was needed just for the fact that somebody like myself, I feel like, needs to say something. I feel like we need to hear more young people our age saying things about that type of things. You know what I mean? And I feel like it roots deeper. Like it's more other type of things to be expressed and to be explained, but that was a good way to give like a nice minute and a half, 2 minutes of explaining and just making that message aware. You know what I mean? So that was kind of like one of the songs that I definitely like was a challenge, but I'm actually glad that I ended up doing, you know?
Especially, you mentioned a great point, at your age. I think it's so important that young folk know what's going on right now in front of them, especially because sometimes our age group is on the other side of the bullet.
Yeah,
so
honestly,
I'm glad you mentioned that.
So I was definitely happy about this song as well, you know? So hopefully we can really get that one to be like one of the top listeners.
Well, I see it already got a star on Apple. I see it was one of the star tracks, so you're doing your thing.
I'll definitely take it for sure. I'll take it.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Thank you.
And then also to put Innovator Tape together, you had features, you had people come on to help you put it together. Tell me about your features.
So my features, so I
some
had
good friends.
Yeah, some friends. Yeah, I definitely had some friends. I appreciate all the features. So who did I have featured? I had Chuck Acid, I had Goldmine, KNS, I had Crvsh Forever, and I had Renzo. And I also had Tiswa. She did a couple vocal drops.
I have a question about that too.
Yeah. So she did a vocal drop. You know, and she did a voicemail for me. So the features, they came together well. You know, I picked these people because they all talented artists and they all fit these songs that they was going for. Yeah, and the vision was everything that was going on. And that was just another way to shine light on these creators as well. You know what I mean? So it was a good collaboration. I'm definitely glad for them to all be a part of this project, especially Renzo, because if you ever listen to All Stars, like Renzo was actually literally freestyling that whole. He don't even rap. Like he don't even make music. He was freestyling. It was like a natural moment one day. Like we was making that song. Listen, I understand why that beat we was making that beat, that shit was hot. So I'm like, sorry to curse, but you feel me? It was just crazy. Like so, he was just in his groove. Like, and it was like I remember one time he was trying to re-record it. I'm like, bro, just leave it. Like it's just like you
give us the raw tape. Yeah,
you already did everything we needed to do. Like he like all right. So ever since he left it, like he fell in love with it. You know what I mean? So everything came out natural. Like it was an innovative tape. It was an innovative. You know what I mean? It's really an innovative tape. Like we had fun. You know what I mean? We ain't really follow no real criteria, no album criteria like that labels would probably want. Like it was a free project. It was a free creative project. You know what I mean?
That creative flow.
Yeah.
And I also like, you know, being able to go raw and just flow free makes for a stronger piece anyway, because you're seeing exactly where I am in my element, and this is who I am.
Yep, exactly.
And you have the freedom of expression to show that.
Absolutely.
As a lover girl, I have to ask about Flowers and Fuck With You. So this idea of vulnerability in those songs, and I hear you talking about it, especially in Fuck With You, and I was like, all right, he's talking about like keep trying, like I'm be here.
Yeah.
What is it like to be able to put that information about like, okay, I'm being vulnerable with a woman? What is that like, especially in a society right now where you can't express feelings and be comfortable right now?
Right. Honestly, it ain't nothing to me anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's like something I embrace, so it ain't nothing too crazy. But it's like it definitely felt good to do that. I know that was kind of like a shocker because I know a lot of people was like they not willing to do that. And to be honest with you, you know what I mean? They really not, but. You know what I mean? It was just a natural feeling. Like that was really how I felt. You know what I mean? Like those songs really came from a real place. You know, so I feel like if I'm a real artist, you gotta express
who you are, what you feel.
I mean?
Those emotions matter.
So you know what I mean? Whether the opinions of other people or not, you know, I'm always gonna do me. Just come with being an innovator. Once again, you can't be afraid of other people's opinions, right? You know what I mean? So. Those songs, well, Fuck With You, that was a fun song, though. I ain't gonna lie. Like, when I was thinking that it was just a vibe.
That's what got me. I was like...
Like, I feel like a lot of the ladies definitely gonna, like, relate to that song, you know what I mean? So, you know, fellas, I would definitely advise y'all play that Valentine's Day coming up, you know what I mean? And Valentine's Day, my birthday, so make sure y'all streaming that, too. You know what I mean? But, Yeah, so fuck with you. That was a good one. And Flowers is a great one too.
Yeah.
I actually produced that beat as well. It was, I don't know, there was this vibe. There was just a vibe, you know what I mean? Like sometimes, but it's funny because my first project, I actually have a lot that I was talking about when it come to love and relationships.
Hey, you can drop.
Another reason, that's another reason why I also felt like, I'm like, yo, this project is just too ahead. You got like, think about it, you got like this 19, 20, 21-year-old kid who just talking about love. And it's like what
love
you know?
is
Like, what
important.
you know? It's like, you know what I mean? But they probably don't even really understand like what I really was going through, you know what I mean? What I've been through. So when they do hear that, it's gonna really shock people. Like, damn, like that's crazy, you know what I mean?
Well, I can't wait to hear
So
that.
yeah. So I feel like those two songs was kind of like giving you a sample of like what's next to come. You know what I mean? So you know,
I guess we gotta stay tuned, huh?
definitely stay tuned. And once again, it's me being an artist. Like I make all types of vibe sounds, different things. I don't want anybody to ever try to put me in a box or think that I have like one theme of topics that I touch on. Like I really try to make a lot of different music. You know what I mean?
That versatility is what's gonna make you stand out from everyone else right now. Because
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
especially a lot of I hear artists talk about all the time, talking about they want to stand out, and so many people are dropping music and they sound the same, or they look up to someone and they sound the same. Even in high school, I've heard people like try to sound like people that are mainstream or whatever. But you gotta have that versatility and create your own sound.
Yep.
Explain to me your sound.
So my sound, once again,
It's versatile.
It's
for
versatile,
sure, versatile.
but I actually put it in my own category. I call it innovative music. That's like, I feel like that title alone kind of already is kind of self-explanatory for my sound. It's like, don't give it no limitations. Don't even have an expectancy. You know what I mean? Like my sound can go anywhere. Like, cause I'm so versatile. It's like sing, rap, different vocal tones, different vocal pitches. You know what I mean?
I was
Like,
listening, I was like, is he singing?
some people, that's what they say. Because you know why? Like, I feel like when I'm listening to music, I feel like we come as one. It's like we are one. So it's like whatever this beat need, I give it that. I deliver that. Whether it's the tone, the pitch, the words, from everything. When I create a song, it's just like everything has to feel right. It has to just, it comes together natural for me. You know what I mean? I don't force anything. I just, what I hear is what I hear, and then I capture that. You know what I mean? So I just always go with the flow of the song. When I used to give songs too much thought, I never used to finish them. Cause I remember when I was in high school, and I was having trouble actually writing songs because I was really like a real lyrical miracle guy. Like I was really like I was like that, and I was trying to find like the biggest words in the dictionary to flip and all this like sophisticated rap. I had to find balance in my music, but I used to always start off my song. I used to try to write songs, but I was trying to start off how I'm gonna write this song, and I used to kind of get stuck in like writer's block. But then when I started like kind of freestyling, you just kind of get out.
Flow free.
Yes. So you know what I mean? And that's the process even now. Like I just attack a beat. I usually do. You know how I usually get my songs done? I do one take freestyles. Whether the words come out or not, I'll do it. I might have to just to get the essence of it, but regardless, I'm gonna put it together. You know what I mean? So I can even show you like a lot of the songs on Innovative Take came from one take freestyles. And then I just listen to it. I already got all the syllables, the words. I got hints of everything that I need to hear to put it all together and make a masterpiece of it. You know what I mean?
And you did just that.
Absolutely. So that's how my songs really form and come together. So.
And you talk about your music being in its own category, innovator. And I think about that, and I'm like, innovation blew up in the last few years because of this idea of how technology is blowing up, and the idea that it never expires. So that's amazing that you have that, and your music is going to be forever going out there.
Exactly.
You're gonna blow up one day. You're gonna be sitting here with me one day.
No, we will. Trust me. You got big things coming for yourself as well. Trust me.
On the tape, what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
Oh, my favorite. It's funny, man. My favorite is Bossed Up.
Why? Tell me why.
It's Bossed Up. Like I can't even deny it. Like I understand Automatic. I know Automatic will probably be like one of them fan favorites and fuck with you, but Bossed Up to me is just. I had the most fun making that song. Like first off.
How did you make it?
I made it on my beat machine.
Okay.
I was sitting down on my beat machine. I was like really seeing colors. Like I just hear and see so many colors when I hear that song. Like it's just such a vibe to me. Like it just feels so out of this world. That was like the one song on there I actually felt like was gonna be the most misunderstood. Like I feel like most average listeners like would skip this song and wouldn't really like it. But you know me, I'm gonna put it out anyway. I actually felt
As
like
you should.
Yeah, I felt like that song is like more so probably like people like who enjoy raves and stuff like that will probably enjoy that song. But something about it, I just really enjoy that song. Like, and it comes from the heart too. Like, cause it means like I feel like I really did boss up as far as my life. Yeah, growth, like evolution of myself. Like I bossed up in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? And that song was really true to me. But I remember making it. I made it a while ago, the beat, and I started like the concept of it, like with the, you know, I bossed up, baby, I bossed up. Like I already kind of had that. It was already done. I've been performed it as well. I added a whole second part, and that was the second part. If you know, if you listen to it and it kind of transition into the other part when it's like auto-tune vocals coming in, like that was like a whole nother side, because every time I was listening to Bossed Up, I was just like, something was just missing. Like it was hot, it was just something missing. But when I finally finished that song, I'm like, yo, I really did a number on this song. Like I went crazy.
Tell me about that self-growth that you say you experienced, and you say you feel this, you bossed up. What is this like, you know, now that the project is out, it's been out for a few months. How are you feeling? I'm
feeling great, to be honest. I feel like it's almost like I still feel like this is still the very beginning of the release, because it's so much that I haven't presented yet. Like I've been holding on to so much content, but it's more so because I plan around my content, right? You know what I mean? Like I strategize. Like quality over quantity. You know what I mean?
Yes, for sure.
I don't really believe in just burning yourself and and getting people like timeline fatigue and seeing you too much and stuff. Like they're gonna appreciate like quality regardless. You know what I mean? So I always kind of like, I'm strategic with my moves.
Seeing that you care about your work and taking your time with it.
And I'm really setting a lot of things up behind the scenes, so when stuff do roll out, it makes sense. Oh, he just did this, then that, then this, then that. You know what I mean? Everything is like in sync with each other. So sometimes it just takes a little time to get things together when you plan, but when it's ready to happen, you get a good result. You know what I mean? So some things is worth the wait. You know?
You're dropping more gems, and you're talking about this idea of the wait and, you know, taking time on things. And I know you just created a group chat that I am part of for creators.
Absolutely.
And you are literally motivating people in the community to just stay consistent, to wait through it, to work with others. How can we collaborate? What is this group chat? What is your goal?
So basically, yes, I started a group chat, and it's called, I titled it New Revolution. And it's basically because I believe that we are the new revolution of content creators, and we are the new revolution of the world. Like, so my goal was really to bring everybody together who is content creator. It don't matter what you do, entrepreneur, content creator, artist, producer, videographer, photographer, all type of things, whatever you are into, to come together and basically have a group chat to where as though we share our content, campaign our content, and promote each other. But not only just that, we work with each other. So it's like now, it's like a Yellow Pages, if for the people who, if you remember that. You know what I mean? I know it might be some younger audience who might not, because we was young when Yellow Pages was out. Trust me, we was young, but you know, but it's basically like a Yellow Pages and a contact list for people who want to network with each other. Because you never know how far this person might come, or when you might need this person. You might be in a state where, oh, I just realized this artist is here. Let me hit this artist up. You see what I'm saying? So the group chat is not even really for the purpose of being in it every day, like, oh, what's up, yo, and we just talking. Like, no, it's actually like for a content list. Yes, it's really for work. You know what I mean? I feel like some people got a different expectancy. Like when they join it, like they'll be like, yeah, like they thinking like we gonna be in this joint every day, like doing this, that, and that, but it's not. It's like, it's really, like you said, it's for work and for just to have that contact list there for yourself. So, but really the overall goal is just to see people come together. And you know, ever since I created it, I've seen a lot of progression and a lot of link ups between people. Like this graphic artist, she's from South Africa. Okay. She's been doing like flyers and promotion, like, and cover ups
already helping people
in Philly now. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, but she's very talented. So now it's like me just putting in that group chat got her in the eyes of so many more people in America. You know what I mean? And that got their eyes on her now. So it's like, I'm glad to see stuff like that. I've seen another two artists, they linked up and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's just good to see that, like, that everything is, yes. And then we share
in the hard city too.
Yes, in the hard city on top of that. But that's another thing. That's why I had to step up, because it's like, I know I got these resources, right? Why be stingy with them? Why not share them and have them all meet each other? Because it's at the end of the day, like, that's only gonna be better for everybody. You know what I mean? It ain't like that somebody taking something away from me if they working with this person. It don't hurt me. You know what I mean? That's better. I'm glad to see that. You know what I mean?
We're all here to help each other.
I feel like some people, like, it's funny because I actually know artists who like that. Like, they'll be like, yo, if I work with this person, they might not want to work with them because they think it's icky and something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, wow. Like, we creators, like we all in the same city, like we gotta work together to get out of here. You know what I mean?
That mentality also doesn't push us forward.
Don't.
Like we can do a lot more together than we can do separate.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So people gotta stop being stingy and just like feeling like they just, you know, we're gonna let people who do that be them, but I'm just more so focused on the people who actually see the vision. Like I don't even really care about the people who don't see it. Like who don't see it, they just get their own result. And once you see it though, they see the result of that, like on what it is to come together. And I feel like that really brought people like a new mindset to this. Like, oh, like let me try this. Like, you know what I mean? And I was vulnerable. I reached out to people. I don't usually reach out to people. Not that I have a problem, but it was a new thing for me too. I'm actually personally DM'd like certain creators. It was a new thing for me too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Should I message him?
Exactly.
What should I do?
And that's how it is. I'm trying to break that vulnerability for people because you gotta think about it. Closed mouth don't get fed. And it's like you might have a good idea in your head, like, yo, this person do this, but I'm not gonna say nothing. And it's like if you don't know, then you don't know. If you I'd rather get a no than not know. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like it just sometimes you just gotta speak up, like that's all. And I'm just trying to. That's another thing. I'm just trying to get people in the habit of that. Like, yo, just go for it. Because the worst thing you gonna get is a no. Yo, you want to do this? No. All right, then you want to next. You know what I mean?
Well, I know everyone is. A lot of people are trying to get into content creation. So tell them how they can get involved in this group chat. In content creation, all you gotta do is hit me up at Crvsh Innovator on Instagram. Just let me know if you just want to, if you're interested. I enter to the group chat. It's just as simple as that. You know what I mean? My arms, like, well, it's open arms for everybody. You know what I mean? The door is not closed for anybody. As long as you really consistent and really take your craft serious, you can join. You know what I mean? So just be nice. You know what I mean? I don't really promote like foul words, and we don't discriminate here. Like it's peoples of all different types of colors, races, backgrounds, and all type of things. So please be accepting to people who in the group chat. And I don't play that. Like we don't. It's a safe environment. Like please don't be in here trying to, you know, come to work and collab. Come
like,
for the right reasons.
Come for work reasons. Like you know what I mean. Like I take that serious. So it's like, you know what I mean. But it's a vibe though. I would definitely suggest hitting me up. Crvsh Innovator on Instagram, and then I'll add you in there.
All right, and then bring it back to Innovator Tape.
Yep.
What is the takeaway? What is it that you want people to learn? I know I learned a lot about who you are, especially since high school. Yeah. And we talked about this idea of growth and how you went through that. And I also seen your vulnerability. But what is it that you want viewers to take home when they listen to this, when they're bopping to your music? What do you
want them to take? I feel like I want them to take away. For one, I want them to take away good music, right? Okay. Like I want them to actually enjoy a body of work, like art. But I want them to take away like the innovation aspect. Like, yo, like I can push myself to be an innovator as well. You know what I mean? Like, let me create.
Motivation.
It's like, you know what I mean? And then just another thing, just to see my side of who I am. Because I feel like I never really got the chance to really show people like my side. Because if you really look at Innovative Tape, it's actually a story. It's actually a timeline, to believe it or not. Like what people don't know, it's actually a timeline. Mm-hmm. Like it was a timeline of different emotions and actual events that actually occurred. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of crazy, like, when you really look at it, like, because they was like, certain songs was made, like, it wasn't like, I went in the studio and was like, yo, I'm making this song, then I made this song, it wasn't in sync. Like, it was literally like, I pulled pieces from like 10 different time periods and then put them in one, like, collection. So it's kind of crazy. So
you brought the project together.
Yeah, I brought it all together. So what I feel like, as an overall, though, I want you to definitely take home good music, innovation, and just to motivate yourself to be an innovator as overall, you know?
And then looking back, this is the first project that you put out. You got something in your pocket that you didn't put out. But looking back, and when you first started music, how are you feeling now that it's out? You gotta be proud of yourself.
I got the weight off my shoulders. I got that, like, you know, that mystery out. Like, damn, when he going to drop? And I've been waiting and all that. I've been hearing all that for years. You know what I mean? It's to the point. That's why I even said, even in my caption, I was like, yo, like, it's to the point. I know probably some people are probably lost interest in waiting for so long. You know, I'm vulnerable as an artist. Like,
I saw that in the caption.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm real. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to. I don't really feel like I'm trying to like hold like some type of image to people. Like I don't really care. I'll let them know.
But raw is so important in this world today.
Yeah,
everyone wants to be a copycat or like the next person.
And people need to know you human. You know what I mean? Like they need to know you human. I'm human. Like I'm not perfect. I'm learning, man. That's why I want people to understand. Like, look, this is all a journey for me still. You know what I mean? I feel like I had so much confidence in myself. I used to think I was so hot, so hot. Which I know I was, but it's just like I thought I was so hot that I wasn't dropping. Like I'm like, oh, let me wait. It's like, what am I waiting on? Like, it's nothing to wait for. You know what I mean? So now that it's out, like you said, it's just I got that weight off my shoulders, and I feel like I got finally the chance to prove myself, you know, but better late than never, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I feel like I learned so much and grew so much as a person that, honestly, I feel like it was God's timing. Like, honestly, you know what I mean? It really feels
right
like
on
that.
time.
It's right on time. I feel like so much great things is coming in my life. Like, I'm
Better claim it.
so much of a different person than what I used to be. Like, a lot of things. Like, I got rid of a lot of my vices and stuff like that, and things that I feel like was in my life that was negative and that I didn't really need around me anymore. So it helped me really like more so see the light at the end of the tunnel now, you know? So now that I got all that cleared out, it's like tunnel vision now, you know? So
I gotta ask,
I'm listening.
you telling me about what's forward. We need a
Okay.
sneak peek. What is to come? Can we know anything about that's coming
I don't really,
down the line?
I don't really like
No
to say,
sneak peeks?
Cause innovator, sometimes when you're an innovator, you gotta work on things before you know, tell people what you're doing. Like, let me perfect it, and then I got you. But definitely more music, you know, video shows and stuff like that. I can do like little simple stuff, more content. You can expect more content. Like, you can expect more consistency from me. That's probably my best answer for the day. You can definitely expect.
That's
more
a promise.
That's stamp. Like, that's stamp. Yeah, that's
More
stamp.
consistency.
For sure. You're gonna see more consistency. I feel like I'm gonna actually give people consistency that they expected from me years ago.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that they wanted to see before. You're gonna
It's
see
here.
it now. Yes, you're gonna see it now. Yeah.
And that's promise, y'all. He promised
That's
that.
it. That's it. That's it. And if I don't do that, that's me letting myself down. So it's like, you know
Don't
what I
let
mean?
yourself down.
Yeah,
You
so-
don't work too hard. Don't let yourself down.
Exactly. Yeah. So I can't go backwards now. Like, I really can't. I can't go backwards.
All right, that's all I had.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to share with the people about the project?
About the project, for one, just, you know, go stream Innovative Tape, and two, just stay innovative, man. Just be yourself. Don't try to be anybody else. You're perfect the way you are, you know. Like, don't alter yourself to anybody. Just understand that whatever you like is what you like, and run with that. You know, figure out the best ways to put yourself out there and be comfortable with yourself. Don't feel like
Be
you
true
gotta
to you.
be true to you by all means necessary, because that's what it is to be an innovator. And I suggest all of you to join me on this route to being an innovator. You feel me? Hopefully I inspired y'all.
You've heard it here first. All right, go stream Crvsh's Innovator Tape.
Yep. And y'all can find me on Instagram at Crvsh Innovator at CRVSHINNOVATOR. I know that's a lot, but it's not that bad.
We can put it right here for you.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll put it right here at Crvsh Innovator. And you are?
Deja Parker.
And we're going to put that right there too, you know what I mean? So appreciate y'all, man.
All right.